Hi, konnichiwa. Tato desu. Lesoto kara kimashita. Hi, loves. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited today, guys. The reason why I decided to start in a different way is because today it's gonna be all about Japan. I'm gonna talk about my experiences here, the culture shocks, and any other thing that I can think of. So just as a disclaimer, people have different experiences, so I'll be talking about what I experienced, not what anybody else experienced. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. And today it's going to be all about foundation, how to apply foundation, how to blend our foundation. And before applying any type of foundation, you want to make sure that your skin is moisturized. So I've already moisturized, and also you can use sunscreen depending how the weather is. But today, since it's raining, I'm not gonna be using any sunscreen. And also what you want to do is, before you apply your foundation, you have to use a primer, because a primer acts as a barrier between your skin and the foundation. So let me show you the primer for today, guys. Today we're gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Prep primer. It's very moisturizing. It is not a matte primer, so it is a really good one. I love this primer. You don't, just a few pumps will do, and then you want to go in like so and blend it into your skin. Now that that is out of the way, it's time for our foundation. But let me just say, anytime you apply any type of cream or anything on your skin, always make sure that you push everything upwards. We don't want anything droopy, especially you ladies that are in their 30s. You need to push things up. So our foundation today, guys, is the NYX Born to Glow in the color Warm Mahogany. But everything, as usual, I will list it in the description box. So just to let you know, guys, this foundation, I've used it a couple of times before. It is not full coverage, so if at the end you'll still see imperfections, like your maybe a bit of pimples still showing or whatever, for people that have breakouts, because it is not full coverage. But I especially love it because it has that glow. As it says here, it is a Born to Glow Radiant Foundation. So it has that glowy look. That's why I love it, especially in winter. It warms up your skin. Okay, guys, this is the brush that we'll be using today. It is an e.l.f. Ultimate Blend Brush. Very, very dense. Very good at blending foundation, this brush. So you can either use the blending brush or your beauty blender. Just depends on a person, or for me it depends how I'm feeling on a particular day. Sometimes I prefer to use my beauty blender, sometimes I prefer to use my brush, or other days I use the brush and then end off with the beauty blender. So I think today we should do both the brush and the beauty blender, just to show you guys how it's done with both of them. I forgot what I said at the beginning. Konnichiwa is just your hello. You usually say it during the day. And Tato desu, I was introducing that my name is Tato. So that's how you say it in Japanese, Tato desu. And also Lesotho karakimashita. I'm from Lesotho, so it's as simple as that. All right, guys. What you want to do is drop a few, okay, is this a few pumps of the foundation at the back of your hand, and then either use your finger and just put a few drops on your skin, or dip in your brush like this and then use it to put few drops. So because I don't want to touch foundation with my fingers, that's why I'm gonna use the brush. And then the trick to applying foundation, you have to blend. When you apply foundation, you blend. And this is what blending looks like. This is what you do when you apply foundation. You blend it into your skin. And when you do this, your foundation will look flawless. So let us start with the culture shocks. The first one I'm going to talk about, since I started with the language, I should just talk about the language. So it's been a couple of months now since I started learning Japanese. I'm going to a Japanese school, and it is so hard. Oh my Lord, it is so hard. Japanese is so hard, especially the writing. It is so hard because they have 3 types of writing. They are called, one is called hiragana, the other one katakana, and then the last one kanji. And they also borrow some of their language from Chinese, and I think that's what makes it especially hard. So I'm able to write a bit of hiragana and katakana, but I haven't learned kanji yet. I'm yet to learn it. That's the most difficult writing in Japanese. It is so difficult, but eventually I'm gonna do it. Anyway, when I started learning, I realized that unlike us, our vowels, they are a, e, I, o, u, but in Japanese it is a, I, u, e, o. The confusion, guys. I was so confused, but that's how their vowels are. And also when they're making their sentences, unlike in what we are used to with English. So I was saying in Japanese, unlike what we are used to in English, where you know that a verb comes before a noun, with Japanese a noun comes first and then a verb after. How weird is that? For example, when you say I am reading a book, in Japanese you say hon oyondeimasu. Hon is a book, and it sounds as if you are saying book reading I am. So it is so different from what I'm used to. Very different. So can you already see the transformation, guys? So this is the trick. You blend and blend and blend and blend. It makes it look so good, and it makes all the difference. But as you can see, I still see imperfections because, like I said, this foundation is not full coverage, and also it is not your high-end, your best foundation. This is just drugstore, your clicks, your Discam. So guys, anytime I say drugstore, just know that I'm talking about your clicks, your Discam, and such as them. So it is not really your best foundation, I might say. I just love that it has that glow. Another thing, also I don't like to put foundation directly on my forehead. I like to use leftover from the brush because I think it can be too much if I apply foundation straight on my forehead. So that's why I prefer to use leftover from the brush. Another thing is, in every household in Japan, you have to take off your shoes. It is a must. And this one, I'm so used to it, I don't even know if I'll be able to enter somebody's house and not take off my shoes. You have to, it is a must. And other places too, mostly like your temples or massage places or onsens. So an onsen here is hot spring. Yeah, they call hot springs onsens. You have to take off your shoes when you go to such places, when you enter such places. And the thing about Japanese is they are so cultural. Everything to them is about culture. The culture is so super important. So you have to be observant, you have to be mindful and respectful, as they are also a very respectful nation. Another thing that shocked me was, yeah, that fact that they are so respectful to the point that even your language, there is language that is suitable for the younger generation, and then there is language that is suitable for the older generation. For example, when you want to ask somebody if they're okay, you could be like, for somebody that is maybe your peer or younger, genki desu ka? But if it's, you want to show respect, if it's an older person, you have to start with an o at the beginning of genki desu ka. It has to be o genki desu ka because you are talking to an older person, so you have to show respect. There are so many things, even when you are saying thank you, when it's somebody that is older, excuse me, it has to be arigato gozaimasu. And when it's a younger person, you can just say domo, it is acceptable, yes, it's fine. And they are so big on respect, Japanese. And bowing, you shall bow. Let me demonstrate, guys. This one, it just kills me, but when you enter a convenience store, after you've bought something, you're thanking arigato gozaimasu. When you're crossing the road, you bow. When you see somebody on the streets, you bow. Everything you do, you bow. You shall bow in Japan. You shall bow, I'm telling you. You shall bow. That one, it just kills me, but that's how they are. They are so respectful. They just bow to everything. And also they are so quiet. Oh, that one also. That one, I still don't understand. Japanese are super. Okay, let me continue applying, because when I talk now, let's go in with our beauty blender. And just, so when you're applying your beauty foundation with your beauty blender, don't be alarmed. Some of your foundation might be transferred onto the beauty blender, but it doesn't take away from what you have applied. Your look will still be flawless even if this happens, so don't worry about that, guys. So I was saying, they are such a quiet nation. They are so quiet, they are so calm. Even when you are in a train, it is so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. They are so quiet. They don't talk on their phone in the train. They don't talk on their phone in the bus. It is bad manners. Yeah, that's the word that is used in Japan to describe everything. They will just tell you doing this and that or not doing this and that is bad manners. So you can't talk on your phone. You can't be loud in the train or the bus or even walking in the streets. What they do mostly is text. But they are so antisocial. That one I don't like, because everybody's always on their phone. They're always texting. They're always looking on their phone. It's not like sometimes you miss back home. Like a 4+1, taxi, you're sitting to somebody, you want to make a random chat. You cannot find that in Japan, because once you're sitting to somebody, we put ko ska thetsa le motho o etse space be sa ha o le mong ha ona motho o tla mo tlokisa, because ba jwalo, they are so reserved. I don't like that fact, because how do you get used to keeping quiet all the time or always being on your phone? They're so antisocial. That's why it's even hard to make friends in Japan. It is so hard to make friends because everybody keeps to themselves. Another thing is eating while you're walking. Cannot eat in the streets. It is bad manners. That one also, it's a no. You will come to Japan, You have to find designated places where you sit and you eat, you finish whatever, you take your trash home with you. You won't find dustbins anywhere because these people are so hygienic. So you have to take your trash with you. You cannot be eating on the streets at all. It is not allowed. Another thing is let me remember, there are so many of them, guys. I won't even finish them today on this video. I'll touch on them as I go on my other videos because there are so many culture shocks here, so many, and every day I encounter a different experience and I learn something new. So if you want to settle here permanently, you have to know that you have to abide by the rules. They're big on rules, big on respect, and if you are not willing to abide by the rules, if you are not willing to be respectful, then Japan is not the place for you, because these people, this is how they are, this is all they know. Respect, 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 respect. Okay, before I go apply my eyeshadow off cam, guys, let me just tell you about ordering. So when you go to a restaurant, unlike back home what we are used to, you know, when you are back home, you're used to taking your leftovers with you. Oof, not in Japan. You cannot take your leftovers. Imagine if you order too much food you can't finish and you're not able to take it with you. Ooh, that one used to get me so mad. But you can't do that in Japan. It is not allowed. It is bad manners, like so many other things. You make sure that you order what you're going to finish, and that is that, because you can't take a doggy bag like we're used to at home. So now I know better. I have to order what I can finish. And also, besides even that, the doggy bag issue, when you're ordering, you have to make sure that you finish your food, because if you don't, then it is a bad sign to the chef that you didn't like the food. So you have to make sure that you finish whatever you ordered. Yo, this country has so many rules, guys. I'm telling you, this country has so many rules. Okay, I'm back, guys. I just did a very simple eyeshadow look, not too complicated. And also, because this is a beginner friendly tutorial, we're not going to do all your complicated stuff like contour. We're just going to do highlighting just right here below my eye and on the nose and forehead and the chin, just that, and then apply set with a powder. So let's highlight, and for highlighting I'm going to use my, I know that I said we're not doing high end, but the concealer that I have is too light for this tutorial, so that's why I decided to use this Mercier concealer, which is not too bright, so for the purpose of this tutorial. And when you highlight, you want to put your concealer just not too far, just right here under your eyes. Do the same thing on the other side. Then you apply your concealer on your nose, like so. Forehead, just a bit there, and then on your chin, not too much, guys, because this is a very simple look. So To blend it out, you need a beauty blender. So I'm going to be using my Real Techniques beauty blender, and it has to be damp to help get rid of any creases. So the best way to blend concealer under your eyes is for you to look up. So I'm also gonna clean the side of you look up, guys, you look up. See how well it's blended. And blend it, and you're tapping. Apply a little bit more of the concealer, just a little bit. Tap, 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 tap. I don't even know what we're gonna use to set because I ran out of my translucent powder. Today I said we're gonna be using our cheap drugstore and affordable products. So to blend your nose, you pinch your beauty blender like so, and then you blend it up like this to your forehead. Then blend your forehead. You're not dragging it anywhere, you're just keeping it right here, but using tapping motions. And then also here, do the same thing. Do the same thing right here. Go on your chin too. Same thing on your chin. Tap, tap like that. Tap, tap like that. You see how it has highlight spots where you applied. That's the whole purpose of highlighting. Give you that oomph. We need a translucent powder. So let me show you a translucent powder. It's a powder like this one. This is how it looks inside. It's white. It's a white powder. Normally it's white. So you need to set your face with that kind of powder. I ordered. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. So it's a problem. Okay guys, I'm just gonna use the little bit that is left on this sponge. This sponge came with the powder, so there's a little bit left that everywhere highlighted. Let's set the eyes one last time. And your nose, your forehead. I think we're good. A brush is a drugstore one, this one, but the other one that I was using for foundation, as I told you guys, it's an e.l.f. brush. This one is a drugstore. And then you want to dust off your powder. You dust it off. You dust it off with a very light hand. Dust it off. Once you've dusted it off, you're good. So because I said we're not going to contour, I'm just going to apply my Hoola Benefit bronzing powder. So this one is a must-have, guys. This powder is magic. I love, 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 love. This is my go-to all the time. So we're not doing cream contour, but we're just going to structure of our face This is my Real Techniques angled brush. This is the brush that I use to contour. So let's dip that in, not too much, and then move it right here. Do the same thing again on the other side. And then go to your forehead, dip in the powder again, go to your forehead, go to your forehead and blend it towards your hair like that. Not too much because we said we're keeping it simple, guys. So yeah, and then when you've done this, you need to set the rest of your face so that you get rid of all that shine, but you'll still have the glow from your foundation because it is a radiant foundation. So this is the brush that we're going to use for powder to set the rest of the face. So the powder we're using is my MAC. It's an old powder that I bought at Edgar's. I think I bought it at Edgar's in Bloom way back. So it is a compact powder. We're gonna use it to set the rest of our face, but before we do that, we need to, I almost forgot, go in with our foundation brush. Don't dip in the foundation, just use it as it is because it still has leftover. Just try to blend your bronzing powder and your highlight just a little bit. And also, before I also forget about this one, we also need to bronze right here next to our chin. I love, when I'm contouring, I love to contour also under here. So yeah, apply your powder right here also. That is good. Now we're gonna set the rest of our face with our MAC powder. So this is how we do it, guys. First, everywhere. Set. Oh gosh. The rest of your face. Lightly, not too much. Too much. Now that it's set like this. I think see, even we're using powder, we still have that radiant glow. So this is good. So when we're done with this, then we can take our blush. Ooh, I love blush. So guys, for your blush, you make sure that you smile so that you can put it properly on your cheekbones. And this is the color of the blush. And then you apply your Lorac bronzing powder just to give your face a bit of a shimmer. You put it at the tip of your nose and then the bridge of your nose and also a bit on your forehead. Lastly, you put it at the tip of your top lip. Just a little bit, don't go in too much. This lipstick, it's a nude one. I got it from it's an essence lipstick that I got from Clicks a while back. So after applying it, you make sure that you give it time to dry before you apply your gloss. So the gloss that I used is a clear one which I bought at Loft here. Loft is sort of your high-end discount clicks. Ooh, but it's so expensive. Anyway, this was the cheapest gloss in the store. Just for the purpose of this video, remember guys, we're going cheap. So that's why I decided on this gloss. And this is it, guys. We are done. And to set everything off finally, we're gonna use our Maybelline Lasting Fix Spray. So guys, please bear with me. I lost my sound. I don't know what happened. That's why I ended up doing a voiceover. So anything that I left out about the culture shocks, I think I will continue it in my next video.
Make sure you subscribe to my mommy's YouTube channel and hit that notification every time she posts a new video.